What's up, Coach?
What up, Dougie?
How we doing?
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
How you doing?
Good, man. Happy to be back from going to the games.
You went to the games?
Did you watch some of the action? I did, man. I got lucky this year. I got to judge finally.
How was that?
It was an awesome experience. You know, I worked with Wadapalooza for many years. Had volunteered with them early on as a judge and other roles. Eventually worked into being part of the head staff. So it was cool to see some of the old head staff from Wadapalooza. Mm-hmm. Wadapalooza brought people from the games to help them run it. So cool to see some old friends. Obviously seminar staff. Mm-hmm. Working with those guys is amazing. Just great people all around. So much leadership and wisdom and CrossFit knowledge. I was just soaking it all up, learning from everybody.
Awesome, man. That sounds like such a wonderful experience, especially for someone who's already experienced so much in like the space of CrossFit, you know, like being in an affiliate, daily, working seminars, working Wadapalooza, which is its own like amazing event by itself, and then now at the pinnacle of the games, you know, so.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's just cool to see the whole thing there in person and judging.
Sweet, man.
What about you? Did you catch any action?
In between kidnaps, so.
I love it, I love it. So we're here to talk a little bit about, you know, some of our opinions and thoughts on the games to share with our community here at Riptide. We'll start with our top 3 favorite moments or top 3 takeaways. Go ahead. Maybe we can go one-on-one, or you can share all 3, whatever you want.
Takeaways. I like, you know, they always start with a long event. I really like the fact that they started with the 4-mile run, the rowing, and then the running again. Just goes to show you could go for a long event and then still have so much volume to do after and still do that at high intensity. So I always think it's really cool for them to start with that and then continue down the way. Not my favorite event, but still really cool to watch these athletes like Jeff Adler, arguably one of the most powerful people throughout all of these 20, 30 male athletes, to lead the pack and then pass Roman Krenikov in the last. Such
an awesome moment. Yeah. I have to agree with you. That's probably one of my top 3 favorite moments, that race there at the end. I was in the path. I was assigned to the running course. Mm-hmm. It was super easy. You know, obviously we're just making sure the athletes are running in the right direction and no issues happen out there. So that was, you know, the easiest part of the job. But it was cool to, like, I had my stopwatch on at the start of 3, 2, 1, go. Everything was so well organized that I knew when it started exactly. And I was positioned about, I want to say 400 or 500 meters out. No, excuse me, about 200 meters out from the mile marker. Mm-hmm. And they were sub 6. So I know they were running close to 6-minute mile to start the event. Wild. And I was like, what? I'm like, dude, it's 4 miles. Are you guys gonna slow down? And so when they came back around after the row, I was still guesstimating the time, and they were so fast and aggressive. It was incredible to see that level of fitness.
Yeah, especially to start the first of 10 or 11 events, whatever the number is.
What else? What else you got? Another favorite moment?
Favorite moment? Favorite event? I really like the snatch event with the heavy Isabel with 155 snatches for the boys, and just watching the top 10 like go at it, just speeding. And then I think they'd already had a running event the day before, but also that day, and then throwing in basically very small sprints in between moderately heavy weightlifting is always a fun thing to watch. And just watching Jason Hopper go for it, and then I guess be human, because that's what we would do in the gym, right? I'm like, okay, I got 2 in the tank. Oh no, I missed the last one. So it's just awesome to watch the high level of fitness, but also kind of have one of these people kind of come back to planet Earth like the rest of us.
Oh yeah, totally showed his human side, like you said. Did you catch the video they posted in slow-mo of the amount of athletes pretty much synchronized on the snatches?
Wild. How close they are in movement, and then how it could separate them by like milliseconds.
Yeah. Especially such a fast event. That was a cool event to judge. I didn't get to be in the middle of the action for that one with the barbells. I was running joke, the touch judge. Everyone was like, that's kind of creepy. They had to touch a mat at the end of the one, so it's 100 feet down, 100 feet back for the run. And so we had to make sure they touched the mat. And so I was like watching.
Very particular spot.
Not very difficult to do, but the energy and the intensity these athletes bring brought intensity to watching a guy touch a mat. It was fascinating.
Is he going to do it? Is he going to do who did it first?
Yeah, he did it. All right, he's good to go.
Oh my God.
So that was cool. I really love that workout. It threw such a wrench into Isabel. Heavier and so fast. Dude,
100%.
These guys are doing regular Isabel
100%.
in what, like a minute and a half now?
Yeah. Ladies too. It's incredible.
Insane,
Both
yeah.
sides of the field.
Insane.
What
My
about
favorite
you?
event is going to be the pegboard.
Pegboard.
Yep. I like anything, one of the first things that attracted me to CrossFit was the ability to do things outside of the capacity to do things outside the walls of a gym.
100%.
Obviously now a lot of affiliates have pegboards. We don't have the wall space per se for it, but I love, those kind of like odd, non-traditional skills.
100%.
Or being able to adapt. So that was my favorite one.
This Saturday, we're going to do a brick climb outside the gym. Spider-Man up the side.
I like it.
Be here for it.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the champs. Jason Hopper, Tia Claire Toomey.
First thoughts? Go for it.
I'll go to the women's side.
Uh-huh.
I was hoping there would be a closer race with Tia, and there was the first couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Friday, halfway through Saturday, it was exciting because Tia was not running away with it.
Yep.
With such a big point spread the way she's done in years past.
Uh-huh.
But then closing out the day on Saturday, she did what she knows how to do best.
Yeah, close
And
out.
just pounded the
Close
rest of
out.
the women's.
Fun fact, I
division.
think she had a second or third before she started dominating. And I think when it comes to being close, she just goes the other way. She's like, that's never going to happen to me again. And so it's great to see someone lean on a failure so much that you just never see them do it again.
Yeah.
I mean, 8 years is dominance.
Yeah, it reminds me
in
of the
anything.
Michael Jordan documentary. The whole thing is like he would look for a reason to be upset.
Yeah.
Or to find
Fuel him.
to
Yeah.
just he could push harder.
Yeah. Post-pregnancy, which is insane.
Insane.
Child came back, bounced back, arguably could have done it again in between.
It's cool to see that kind of level of competition and championship mindset, but I'm also hoping for other girls to step up.
Yep.
I would love to see a closer race next time. Hopper, I don't know too much about Hopper. I've never followed him too much, as you know. I'm kind of like a washed out CrossFitter who's been doing it so long.
Living in 2012, baby.
I don't follow the games so closely for a few years, so Hopper is more of a, I'm aware of who he is. But I did hear on the floor amongst staff and other athletes good things about Hopper. And he did kind of show fun vibes out there on the floor. So it was cool to see him winning and not being like extra serious or straight edge. So I kind of find that to be a cool element in competitive or a winning champion athlete.
Yeah, just kind of being in the moment and being able to essentially not let for example, the snatch event kind of take over the rest of the day, because in the final event, I think the seeding, he just needed to beat out, I think, Sprague at the end, and it turned into, he would have tried to go for the gold on those overhead lunges, and he decided to stop short a few steps because he'd already been in that spot before. So it's like, hey, I just need to get across the line before that guy, so I don't need to make this
An
mistake.
expensive lesson to
Yeah,
learn.
100%.
For sure.
Which is veteran, he's been around for a couple of years.
Yeah, he's not a rookie anymore, right?
100%.
What was this, his fourth year?
Fourth year. I think they had a lot of people were like, this guy's the guy to look out for, and so I think he's had a couple disappointing years. I think the biggest takeaway from him is he, I think, changed his coach, and it just goes to show you, no matter what level you're at, that it's nice to have someone in your corner who's guiding you, who's seeing for you beyond yourself, because sometimes we're biasing our own things, and it's really easy to just fall in the repetitive of like, oh, well, I'm good at this, I should be doing this, and just having someone be like, hey, let's work on this. And so he also shouted him out too, which I think is really cool.
Sure. He came from which training camp?
I think Brood Strength, Coach L.
That's where he's at now? That's where he came from?
That's, so I think he was HWPO, he was with Matt Frazier, and then I think he bounced around a bit, and then he went to Brute, and then I think Coach L has been his main go-to guy.
The training camp drama is real amongst those athletes, right?
Yeah.
Dude, if we have drama in regular CrossFit gyms, can you imagine
top
the
level
stuff?
Yeah.
Jesus, poor coaches.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to a different topic. Programming. What do you think of the programming of the games this year?
I think, as always, they do a good job of trying to hit every type of thing you can test for. Long, strong, endurance, pure gymnastics. And so even though we were a few events short of previous years, they still did a good job of giving us, I guess, the essentials, you know? What about you?
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. I like the way you read it. They did cover the essentials and the basics of programming. And to that point, I think, you know, Castro and company and CrossFit Games really wanted to also put it out there, hey, this is classic CrossFit methodology. And it was very evident, you know, basics with couplets and triplets, right? Nothing super fancy or elaborate. And it kind of helps the whole world recenter around pure CrossFit methodology. The needs of our grandparents and elite athletes differ in degree, not kind.
100%.
So I love that. My thing with the programming at the games is that one of the things that I feel makes CrossFit athletes stand out and really express and show their aptitude and our methodology is when we step outside the gym and we have to do odd object stuff or stuff that's not in the gym workouts.
Yeah, it's like finding a bench press in the jungle, right? Who's ready to go?
Exactly. So I know that the games, obviously, they probably had tons of reasons for why they couldn't have it this year or chose to like not have it this year, but I really missed that.
Yeah.
I really hope next year we can go out to a field and throw in some crazy object that Rogue creates.
100%.
And athletes are asked to adapt,
Yeah.
be prepared for the unknown and unknowable.
100%.
And they got to figure out how they're going to move this thing from point A to point B. And in between, they got to do weird stuff. That again proves that what we do in the gym transfers to anything in life.
100%. I think if you want to think of iconic moment, it's the Capitol workout where they do the long run,
Exactly.
and then a heavy bag, and then the jerry cans, and just like classic. Hey, I'm strong, I'm enduring, and everything I've done in the gym can, you know,
I can
if I
figure
had
it
to do
out.
this out in real life, I could easily do this.
Yeah, there's some problem solving to what am I going to do here.
100%.
For sure. Sweet, last one. So given everything that's happened, right, especially last year with the tragic loss of Lazar and all the other challenges the CrossFit community has faced from the open to, you know, competition space to the games, the vibes and the sentiment of the games, would you see from your perspective?
I saw, I mean, even before the games, the community, like grassroots community, people like Ben Smith and Rich Froning just kind of be like, hey guys, this is more than about like the spectacle of stuff. And, you know, after going through such a tragedy, just being able to come out and rally the troops, so to speak, and just keep the community going. Because at the end of the day, this is fun to see, like the end product and end result. But at the end of the day, it's for the people. This is for the folks that come to the gym every day. And this is just showcasing this is what it could be at the top end, and that I think sometimes people just need to see that.
Yeah, to start the open, they were doing that, and I love that. That fired me up so much, especially coming from such staple athletes,
100%.
Rich Froning, Ben Smith. From my perspective, being on the floor, it was really cool to feel the energy and the fire and the passion of the CrossFit community. Like the event staff was just amazing. Everyone was pouring their heart into picking up mats, moving barbells. The Rogue team expressed it in so many positive ways. Everyone on the floor, whether volunteering, doesn't matter what the role was, whether we were sweeping, you know, I love that our leadership was like, hey, we're sharing this meeting room to prepare for judging. And the last person who leaves, we're gonna put the chairs back where they were. We're gonna pick up every little piece of trash and we're gonna leave it the way we left it. And that was felt across spectators and event staff and athletes. So I think the vibes, as we saw, are back in such a positive way. And I think it really set the standard for like, we can overcome obstacles, we can overcome adversity, and there's only one way but up to go from here. So
100%.
I was really excited about that.
100%. It's so good to hear, especially, you know, hearing it from someone who's there, not only in the crowd, but like in the trenches, so to speak.
Yeah.
So it's good that it's carried from staff to the athletes to the spectators.
For sure.
And even back home.
Hell yeah. Signed up for 2026 Open yet?
Yeah, 2026 CrossFit Games. Hopefully I'm going to be, 39. I got to wait a year. I'll get them when I'm 40.
You got one more year in probably the hardest bracket in my opinion.
Oh, 100%. Oh my God. I thought I'd be like, heck yeah, 35, 39, I'm ready to go. Absolutely not. Got to wait to 40.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for doing this with me, and I'll see you for the 2026 Open.
Let's go.
Later, dude. Oh, God.